Hello, welcome to the video. Let's talk about the secret to success in trucking business. The first thing you need to understand is there are no secrets. It's just a matter of learning the business principles and the business of trucking, specific things that you need to know, and then actually doing that. I was listening to a Dave Ramsey interview the other day, and he was talking to somebody about personal finance and business in general and that sort of thing. And he made a very, what I thought to be a simple but profound statement. He says, one thing to know that you need to do a budget, it's another thing to do the budget. It's one thing to know that you need to control your spending and save money. It's another thing to actually do the things you need to do to control your spending and save money. And the same thing is true with trucking. There are lots of things that you're going to have to look into and learn about. And it's not enough to just know that you need to learn the regulatory stuff so you don't step in things and get yourself in trouble and get your company fined and lose your authority and get sued into oblivion and all that kind of stuff. You need to actually do that. The way you do that is take some online courses. Go take a live workshop or a seminar. Get a current copy of the management edition of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations. Of course, you can go also on the FMCSA site and look up the regulations on the site. It's good to do both. It's hard to study and learn just from the site itself, but when you have the current copy of the book and you have the website and you use those things in tandem, along with some training and some guidance from somebody that's been doing it for a while, it's not that difficult. Once you learn the fundamentals of it, it's repetition. So at first, it's going to make your head explode. It's a lot to learn, a lot to take in. But once you get a good grasp of what's going on, it's just a matter of staying current on it. It's the same things over and over and over again. And so it is as well with your business. You obviously you need to know what your costs are. You need to know what fuel costs. You need to know what your estimated costs are going to be for your IFTA and your IRP and all the other things that you have to pay on an ongoing basis. Don't forget about things like your drug testing consortium or consortium that you have to be a member of. Sometimes that's only a couple $100 a year. Some people paying more than that, amount on a monthly or quarterly basis. You don't need to have a high dollar, very expensive program, but you do need to have a good program run by somebody that knows what they're doing. I always recommend Cliff Dilling at DDTA Services out of East Palestine or Palestine, depending on how you want to pronounce it, Ohio, over there just across the line near Pittsburgh. But Cliff's been doing this for a long time. He knows drug and alcohol testing inside out, has a great staff over there, and can certainly take care of you. And it's not anywhere near as expensive as a lot of these other programs are. But regardless whether you get your services through Cliff or somebody else, you have to have a competent service provider to take care of that stuff for you if you were a solo one truck independent owner operator. Even if you have a small fleet, you still need a third party administrator to take care of a lot of the things that are behind the scenes for you, whether you're going to have them take care of your random pulls or you're going to do that yourself. You need that guidance and that input and that back end support that you can get from a service like Cliff Dilling and DDTA Services out of East Palestine. So obviously you need to understand those things. You have to understand maintenance, have a good maintenance program set up. You need to know what your costs are. I've helped a lot of people become owner operators over the years. I've answered countless questions. I've taught courses. I've taught workshops. I've taught people live face-to-face, and I've counseled and coached and mentored people, eyeball to eyeball for years. And on getting a trucking business set up from the get-go and building it in some cases into a small fleet. But one of the first things I always like to ask people is, what do you understand about the business of becoming an owner-operator? Let's go over a few things. Do you know what tires cost? Do you know what your fuel costs? Do you know how much it's going to cost for you to get your truck? What kind of truck are you looking for? How about your trailer? What kind of trailer? What's that going to cost? What does it cost you to get your IRP, get your plate for your truck set up? What's it going to cost for your trailer plate? What's it going to cost for getting you have an idea what you're going to need to get started with your IFTA and all these things. So if they don't know those things, or at least have some idea of that off the top of the head, the response is you're not quite ready to be an owner-operator yet. You need to go learn that and a whole lot more before you go out and plunk down a whole bunch of money and get financing set up and get a truck and a trailer and just get out there trying to make this work. Most people that do that are going to fail, and they're going to fail sooner rather than later. So do the homework and the learning up front, and you're going to have a whole lot better results with a lot less risk. In addition, you need to have more than a couple of dollars starting this out. You don't have to have the entire amount. You can take out loans or borrow money, but you need to have adequate amounts of capital to carry you through the first month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, that kind of thing, until you can make enough money to start sustaining the business. It takes a while from the time that you start it to the time that you get everything up and running and getting consistent revenue. Speaking of that, you're going to need to know where to find and book your loads, how to negotiate. A lot of owner-operators just take whatever they're throwing at them. That's not going to cut it. They're always going to offer you a lower amount than what they're willing to pay in almost all cases. So you need to learn how to ask for more money. A lot of people are sensitive to that when it comes to business, and they don't like to ask for money, and they're not interested in doing sales and that kind of stuff. You're going to have a hard time being successful in any kind of business unless you can teach yourself how to get over that, or get with somebody that's a coach, a mentor, a trainer, instructor that can help you do some role playing, give you some instruction, and help you get past that. Because you're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to ask for more money in order to survive, let alone thrive in this business. So those are just a few things. It's a good idea to join a group. We have a Facebook group that is totally free. You just have to answer a few questions. We try to keep out the nefariance of people that just want to get in there and spam the heck out of the group or get in there and poach members. Not going to let people in for that. And if we make a mistake and somebody does get in, very quickly we'll see what they're up to and throw them right back out of the group, because that's not what it's about. But if you're interested in getting information that can help you in trucking, in a career as a driver, or in a business as an owner-operator or a small fleet owner, that is the right place for you. And as you have information and expertise to share, you can certainly do that. Just don't come in there trying to sell stuff. And, you know, if you're another content creator, course creator, instructor, coach, or whatever, that's not the place for you. Set up your own group, build that. Don't get in there trying to just, sell your stuff to our members. But folks that want to come in there and add value, talk about the business of trucking, that want to share their experiences and that kind of thing, welcome with open arms. And certainly any of my students and clients and folks I've worked with are more than welcome at all times. Come and join it. Matter of fact, the majority of the people that were in there when I first started this up were folks that took our courses, our online courses, a lot of them on Udemy and that sort of thing, or had known and worked with me in the past in some capacity. So it's Trucking Business Success, and it is on Facebook. So you're invited to come and answer the questions. I will tell you, though, that the folks that are checking that stuff for us, if you don't answer all the questions, they'll just automatically delete your attempt to enter. So do take the time to read the questions and answer those, and come on in there. And we'll happy to get you some information and help you out, help you build your trucking business successfully. So those are just a few things to touch on, and we'll talk about some more stuff later in our next video. And go ahead and join the group. I'll see you there soon.